Hello and welcome to Your Fitness Coaching Cooking. So today I'm going to show you a quick and cheap meal that you can batch cook so you've got some food ready. So I'm going to show you the ingredients first and then we'll get started. So the main ingredient today is going to be tofu. We have some chopped tomatoes, garlic. You can either chop it yourself or you can get some frozen stuff, which is fantastic. Spinach, broccoli, and then to finish off and make it a little bit more tasty, we've got some spices that we're going to add in there too. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the vegetables on. So what we've actually done today is use frozen vegetables, as it's so much quicker and easier. You haven't got to worry about fresh stuff going off. So the first thing, we're going to get yourself a pan, pop your vegetables in there, and then we're going to get it on the boil. So for this meal, I'm using a whole pack of broccoli, and then I'm using some spinach too. Okay. This is a big bowl of vegetables to start with. And then we just need some water, so you can put cold water in and bring it up to the boil, or I quite like to add, again, to speed, add some boiling water in there. So I'm going to add the water to the vegetables. And then leave that to cook. Okay, so while the vegetables are cooking, I'm going to prepare the rest of it. So the first thing we're going to look at is the tofu. Now this is the protein source. This is something that you want to make sure you've got in every single meal. You could have chicken, fish, eggs, but today tofu. So it's a good veggie option if you don't want to eat meat. You can get this in all sorts of variety in the supermarket. You just need to drain it off. Okay, so depending on the texture that you like your tofu, you can actually make it quite a lot firmer by squishing it in between a couple of boards. You kind of want to leave that for 10 minutes. But if you like the texture as it is, you can just chop straight away again. Massive time saver, none of this takes long at all. With all these things, it really just depends what shape and size you like to have these things. So a whole block of this gives you quite a lot of protein. It's about 50 grams of protein. Done. So you pop that into a pan. Okay. Right, now I'm just going to wash my hands. So now the tofu's chopped, that's the protein. We really want to add a little bit of thickness, texture, flavour to this. So chopped tomatoes. Again, so quick and easy and cheap. So pop them straight into your pan. Okay, because I'm making a big batch of this rather than just for one meal, I have 3 tins of chopped tomatoes. So it's quite a lot. There's loads of veggies in this. So you've got the spinach, you've got the broccoli, you've got the tomatoes. And then in a minute I'm going to add the garlic, which I have to say is probably one of my favourite things to add flavour to food. This was such a good find. So it's chopped garlic. And when you buy stuff frozen, sometimes you're not going to be you think, oh, maybe the flavour's going to go a little bit. This is so good. Or you just smell garlic as soon as you open the bag. So, this really comes down to taste. I love garlic, so I add lots, but a couple of cloves worth to really get some flavour in there. Flavours that you choose to add is completely up to you, to your taste, what you like, and you can make it different every time. That's the great thing about it. So today I'm going to use a tikka curry powder mix. Again, just give it a shake. About a teaspoon or so. Turmeric powder, fantastic addition. Great properties to add to your diet, really good for reducing inflammation. So again, probably even less, sort of quarter to a half a teaspoon. And then I guess the same again as ground coriander. If you don't like spicy food, you don't need to add any sort of spice at all. You could just add garlic. To be fair, garlic on its own is pretty good. So just season it very plainly, or you could perhaps add basil or something like that if you want to make it a little bit more mild. So once all the spices are in, I'm going to give it a good mix, because otherwise the flavour kind of gets stuck in one place, so it's not as tasty. The great thing about adding spices to food is the longer you leave it, the better it gets. So I will cook this now, but I probably won't eat it until later. And then you can either, I quite like just eating this. Once I've made it, I'll eat it throughout the day and perhaps into the next day. But another great thing to do is pop it into containers. So you can pop it into the containers and then pop it in the freezer or pop it in the fridge, so you can have it for 2 or 3 days. So that is the bulk of it done. This really is super quick. The only thing that's taking time right now is I'm waiting for the vegetables to cook. As soon as they're cooked, I can chop and mix them up. Literally meal done. So let's wait for the vegetables and then we can finish off the dinner. So the great thing about this meal is there are so many different variants to it. If you don't have broccoli or spinach, you can very easily substitute other things in. I will probably at some point show you a completely different version, but actually with very similar methods and quickness and preparation. And again, the flavours that you put in it can be so different that you can feel like you're making the same meal every day, but it never tastes the same. So yeah, give it a go. Okay, so before I add it to the tomato mix, I quite like to make the broccoli a little bit smaller because they're quite big florets when they come into the bag. So you just use a knife or anything you can squish it with, really. Just breaks it up into slightly smaller pieces, and it also mixes the spinach and stuff together. So as I say, this is my vegetables of choice at the moment, but we've also often add kale, green beans, asparagus. All these things are super good. Okay, so once that's done, we're going to pop it into the tofu, tomato and spice mix and mix it in, and that's essentially it. It's all done. You just want to pop it onto the heat for a few minutes just to cook the tofu through, and then you are ready to eat. So you can either just eat it straight from being warm on the hob, also you can pop it in the microwave. It just takes a couple of minutes to warm up and then you can have your meal. You're getting so much goodness from this. You're getting your protein source, you're getting your vegetables, some spices that are really good for you, and then you can just munch on it all day. A good old mix through, particularly the spinach. It sometimes likes to clump together. So this is a veggie option. Honestly, I recommend anyone try it, especially if you just want something a bit different from your normal chicken. And there you have it. Tofu, broccoli, spinach, and some lovely spices. Give it a go and let me know how you get on. I shall make some more meals soon.